Hi everybody, my name is Sonia and today I'm going to tell you about the book. It's called Station 11 by LOL. Hi everybody, my name is Sonia and today I'm going to tell you about the book called Station 11 by Emily John Mandel. So, let's start with the biography of Emily. She was born in Comox, Canada, 1979, and she was raised in rural British Columbia on a tiny Denman Island, which she actually used in her book as a place for action. Since not every school was very good, she was homeschooled till 15, and at 18 she left home to study dance at the School of Toronto Dance Theatre.
Finish.
No.
11, she wrote Last Night in Montreal in 2009, The Singer's Gun in 2010, and The Lola Quartet in 2012. Mandel has enjoyed critical success for Station 11, and she currently lives in New York with her husband and her daughter. So happy life, author Wary. So, Station 11 opens during a production of Shakespeare's King Lear in Toronto. The lead role is played by Arthur Leander, an aging Hollywood actor minutes before his death. On stage with Arthur is Kirsten Raymond, a young girl playing one of the Lear's daughter. Suddenly, Arthur.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Is Pepsi okay?
Is Pepsi a grr? Did you just ask if Pepsi a grr?
Excuse me?
Of course Pepsi is a grr.
Suffers a massive heart attack, and Jivan Sholhari, a former paparazzi, leaps on a stage to do CPR. As the doctor and medic take over, Jivan comes to Kirsten and explain that Arthur has died. In the theater, members of the cast and the crew of Lear consider reaching out to Arthur's family. Nothing his young son Tyler, who lives in Israel with his mother Elizabeth Carlton. They decide to reach out to Arthur's lair, and the narrator then states that everyone still left in the theater will die in 3 weeks. This weird accent really freaks me out. So, meanwhile, Jivan receives a phone call from his friend Hua, who alerts him to the pending outbreak of Georgia flu, which Hua believes will become a global epidemic. Jivan acts quickly, stocking up on survival equipment before going to board with his paraplegic brother Frank. While Jivan prepares for the looming pandemic, word spreads of Arthur's death to his ex-wives, including Miranda Carroll, his first wife, who is in Malaysia when she receives a phone call from Clark Thompson relaying about Arthur's death. There is so many actions in this book, and I'm not sure that I'm going to tell it to you now, like in this video, because there is so many actions and the times and everything, blah, 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 blah. So you can get easily confused. Well, this is what happened to me, because you're moving back and forth with the times, and this is the main reason for the confusion. So yeah, and I want to tell you overall what happened in this book. So,
All the weird things I'm doing in this video is not my natural behavior. I'm not this strange in the real life. All questions about what's happening to me in this movie to the camera. Moving on to the video.
the main goal of this book, Station 11, was for Kirsten to find more about Arthur Leander and about the comic book Station 11. So there's like book in a book. Never mind. The funny thing is that it is 12 p.m. No, this is 12 a.m. and I'm still doing this, so I don't know what I'm saying now, but still. Right. The prophet, the son of the Arthur Leander, was the bad guy.
Bad boys, what you want, what you want, what you gonna...
Because he wanted to, he was the religious dictator in this book, and he wanted everyone to believe only in their like destiny and all that stuff, and he wanted the world to be under his control, but it was not very under his control. And there was traveling symphony that was going around Canada with the Shakespeare's performance, and their main goal was to find a museum of civilization and to find a civilization, because after Georgia flu break out, electricity turned off, all supplies gone because everybody was so afraid, so they began to grab everything what they see, and millions of people died. But in the end, when they found so the traveling symphony, they were quite separated by the end of the story because of the prophet and all that stuff. But Kirsten and, I'm sorry, but I actually don't remember who she was. One of the members from the symphony, they saw lights and they saw that this is the civilization begin to grow.
Follow my moves and sneak around. Be careful not to make a sound. Don't touch my spaghetti!
Again, and that this is not the end of the world, and that hey. And finally, my opinion about this book. I didn't like this book at all. Sorry, Mr. Lee, but for me, this book was like trash. And why? I have 3 reasons why it was trash for me. First is that I don't like when from one time to another time it's moving back and forth, and then really I don't like this. Second is that it was quite boring when you're reading that, and quite hard to understand. And I don't like those kind of books because I like when they tell everything straight, that what's gonna happen, but not what's gonna happen, just so you understand immediately after you read something. Well, this book was opposite. And the third reason why I didn't like this book was that just because it is post-apocalyptic something fiction, and I didn't like the style of writing and all that stuff. Okay, I just didn't like the book because it's not very interesting for me. That's all. Thank you for your attention. Bye bye.